Tuesday is filled with activity describing Jesus' ministry in Jerusalem as it begins to clash with religious authorities. Borg and Crossan explain for the Jewish people that to have their faith, the religious leadership of the temple needed to be in collaboration with Rome. The parables presented this week are familiar to many Christians. However, the authors use these parables to reveal a story that highlights the complicity of those who seek to trap Jesus and find cause to arrest him. Jesus is presented with questions intended to trap him, and he responds with a parable that exposes the leaders for who they are, Roman collaborators.
A reading from Mark 12:13-17. Then they sent to him some Pharisees and some Herodians to trap him in what he said. And they came and said to him, Teacher, we know that you are sincere and show deference to no one, for you do not regard people with partiality, but teach the way of God in accordance with the truth. Is it lawful to pay taxes to the emperor or not? Should we pay them or should we not? But knowing their hypocrisy, he said to them, Why are you putting me to the test? Bring me a denarius and let me see it. And they brought one. Then he said to them, Whose head is this, and whose title? They answered, The emperor's. Jesus said to them, Give to the emperor the things that are the emperor's, and to God the things that are God's. And they were utterly amazed at him. The authors bring out that in those times there were two types of coins used. One for the religious people to pay their temple tax, with a coin that was forbidden to show graven images. And the Roman coin displayed the image of the emperor. Jesus counter-trapped his inquisitors by calling out that they carried the coin, which had no value and meant nothing. According to his Jewish contemporaries, everything belonged to God, which implied that what belongs to Caesar is apparently nothing. So Jesus told them to give it back to Caesar. An interesting side note is that devout Jewish worshippers, although they had to pay taxes to Caesar, would not carry a coin of Caesar's on their person. Because the Pharisees had the Roman coin was further evidence of their collusion with Rome.
Tuesday of the last week is a jam-packed day. Some of the encounters that Jesus had with the religious authorities gave us stories that we know as well as the story of the coin to Caesar. One of them gives us the great commandment, love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, and all your mind, and to love your neighbor as yourself. We invite you to discover these two stories and many more in Chapter 3. Keeping in mind the fact that Borg and Crossan approach each of these stories from the perspective of the people of the Jewish faith, that is, in contrast and conflict with the oppression of the Roman authorities during their occupation of Jerusalem and Israel.
Here are two questions for you to consider. Please comment on the webpage below for further discussion. 1. Has this chapter changed your view of Jesus' ministry? If so, in what way? 2. What surprised you about the parable of paying taxes to Caesar?